Hey everybody, coming to you from Vancouver, Washington today. I'm out here visiting family. It is November the 8th, 2023. I want to talk about bluesy double stops. And I demonstrated a little bit. I was playing a blues in B flat on a C harmonica. And I went. A double stop, that's a term that we borrow from fiddle players. And most of the time when you're playing the violin, right, you're playing one note at a time. The double stop is playing two strings at the same time, two notes at the same time. It's a bluegrass fiddle thing. It's also does happen in classical music. I'm not even going to pretend to know what I'm talking about with violins and fiddles, but I know that we borrow the term double stop from them. And so I'm playing two notes at the same time, but we're talking today specifically about bluesy double stops. And in my thinking, it's usually playing the fifth and then a minor third interval above that at the same time. The fifth and the flatted seventh together. And then if in certain keys I'm able to get the third and the fifth together, that's another bluesy double stop. I think those are the primary ones that I'm thinking of. But I want to talk about what keys you can do this in. And when I'm doing this, I am trying to bring a little diatonic harmonica playing into my chromatic playing. And I'm kind of mimicking the diatonic harmonica. Whenever you do this, just be aware that it's never really gonna be as good as what the diatonic can do. So here's the diatonic. I'm in the same key with an E flat harp playing in B flat, but again with the double stop. And then on the chromatic, a mimicry of that. It sounds pretty close, but I think it's a way that you're bringing in your cross harp blues harmonica sound over to the chromatic harmonica, and it's surprising the number of keys that you can do this in. What you need though to do this is you got to have that interval be adjacent holes, which is not difficult. The challenging part is that other note has got to be the same slide position and the same breath direction. So in the key of B flat, these are blow notes. I don't know what holes that is. So that's hole 6 and 7, blow. And that's a bluesy double stop that you can do in that key. But let's start over with the key that makes the most sense, which is the key of G. So this is like corresponds to cross harp on your diatonic harmonica. This is G on a C chromatic. And we can get and you could tell I'm bending the double stop also. That gives it that blues harmonica sound. And you could put some of this hand stuff on it. But let's move down a hole. So that was, I think that's hole 5 and 6 draw. Bring the whole thing down one hole to 4 and 5 draw. Always got to remember G is a blow note, which is, I think, the main reason why harp players don't always gravitate to cross harp on the chromatic, is that root position note. You always have to play it as a blow note, which is rather disappointing. But did you hear what I did? I was playing and bending notes and playing two holes at the same time. Here's the magic of the chromatic harmonica. In this case, push the slide in and play the exact same thing. What other keys can you do this in? Let's go up another half step to the key of A. And in this case, we can't do it off of the third. We got to do it off of the fifth. And we have to play them as blow notes. You're going to find that this is exactly the same as what I started with, the key of B flat, but with the slide out. So. Then push the slide in, you'll get B flat. Now, the advantage with some of these keys where the notes are with the slide in position is you could do this. It's almost like an artificial bend. Do a slide grace note into that. Right? So that's almost all the keys. Let's talk about the key of C. We can do the one based off of the third to the fifth. So here's your C chord. Again, it doesn't hold a candle to what you can do on a diatonic harmonica, but my concept is let's throw these things in occasionally, and maybe no one's going to notice, but the harp players are going to notice, and you'll get some positive accolades. So I was playing the third and the fifth together as a double stop. And I was bending them. Remember, the topic is bluesy double stops. So there's all kind of folk harmonica styles where we could be incorporating double stops and not necessarily bending them, and they're not necessarily bluesy, but they're a nice kind of built-in harmony that the harmonica has. And you, as I said, you could do it in more keys than you think you can. So that's one that you could do in the key of C. That's an example of bending some notes on the chromatic. Don't be afraid to try that. I gotta say hats off to Suzuki harmonicas. These are very pliable, and I appreciate that. Let's take it up a half step and play the exact same thing with the slide pushed in. Excuse me. That's what I was hearing. Two more keys. The key of E. Then push the slide in, we'll get you the key of F. Same breathing patterns. Now, Before I go, any of these locations where there's double stops that you can play, you can also play a warble. So, but I'm not going to get into that. That's not the title of the video. However, just to demonstrate. Again, bringing something over that sounds like diatonic harmonica stuff to the chromatic. Experiment with all those. I started the thing in the key of B flat, but then I went to the key of G. I took it up a half step to A flat, and then I went to the key of C, and then up to C sharp, and then again the key of E, took it up a half step from there, same holes, the key of F. So once again, G, A flat, B flat, C, C sharp, E, and F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different keys that I know of that you can incorporate double stops, but I just thought of another one. The key of B. Getting a little train whistle sound. I feel, are there any that I missed? Probably when I stop recording, I'll think of them. But anyway, that's some stuff to fool around with. Is that 8 keys? Hey, I neglected to mention something. In the keys of G and A flat, we have, I've been mentioning playing these double stops off of the 3rd and the 5th. In some keys, you can play them off of the 4th too. And I'll show you what I mean. This demonstration is worth 1,000 words, so I won't try to explain anymore. So the blow one is the 4. I'm playing G on a C harp. Those are blow notes. And that is one of the keys where you could play it off of the 4. So bringing it up a half step, pushing the slide in. Also, when I was listing all the keys that we covered, I left out the key of A. So I'm just going to read this starting from the key of G. I think it's 9 keys. G, A flat, A, B flat, B, C, C sharp, E, and F. Those were all the keys that I demonstrated these double stops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 keys. Talk to you later. Please like this video if you like it. Please consider subscribing to my channel. Please visit chromaticlessons.com for harmonica courses. I started this video with blues and B flat. That is volume 2 of my harmonica method, improvising harmonica. I've got other courses over there where we're playing a bunch of super nerdy old Susanna kind of songs, but I go through song books and I just play these songs. It's a great way to learn the chromatic, just playing melodies. Talk to you later.